Hey everyone, welcome back here to my channel where I play Planet Zoo. I'm Nisse and today we're gonna make a habitat for this cute little bush dog. If you wonder how you can get this animal in your zoo yourself, I have linked it below. It is a mod made by LeafProductions. And I both added a link to the mod below, a video by LeafProductions on how to install and enter the mod into a game, and my review of the mod also. So there's quite a few links below. You can get started if you never tried mods before or just want to see more about this mod itself, a close-up on the animals. In this video I mainly just build for the animal, but if you want to see the animal up close, then my review of the mod can be recommended. So first of all, it was important for me to showcase that this is a shy animal that lives underground, or its home is underground. So therefore I made a building that's quite kind of overgrown burrow. So I make a building back here that is mainly covered, lowered into the ground, and mainly covered by stone, so the guests can't see there is a building for them. The animals just run into a tunnel underground and they can't see anything else. In the end of this episode, however, you will be able to see the building from the guest's point of view. But when we add the next habitat next to it, it will cover this building completely. As you can see here, we build it quite low into the ground, and at this point is 3 meters high. I don't know about you, but I actually never heard about this animal before I saw it in Leaf's own showcase of it. So I thought instantly I need to know more, and that's also why I choose to add it here. Besides the point that it really fits nicely into the theme we have in this zoo, about every single animal should be an animal a child would want to see, something cute, something funny, something weird, and I think this bush dog fits on at least 2 of these points. They are quite small. Again, I got these numbers in kilos and centimeters, and then I roughly translated them into pounds and inches, so bear with me. The bush dog weighs around 5 to 8 kilograms. That would be around, or that would be between 11 and 17 pounds. The height of the animal is between 20 and 30 centimeters, and it is between 57 and 75 centimeters long. That would be the height 7.8 inch till 11.8 inch, and the length would be 22.4 inch to 29.5 inch. It is a canine, and even though it's called a dog, it's actually closer related to the badger and the otter, which also appears in the build of this animal, which is quite long and small, and it's kind of built to be close to the ground. As the otter, it has webbed feet, which make it perfect to live around the wetlands or the tropical rivers. But now it's about time where I chose to add a lot of stonework, and I went for the mushy stones. Not the one that have mush all the way down, but those who have it on top, because I think it gives a real nice color scheme. And I kind of always, when I look at a habitat like this, I always use stone like this on the edge, both because no amount of dirt or soil would be able to just stay up like that, and over time it would fall down and the path on top would completely disappear. I use these stones a lot to cover, as I said before, the house of these bush dogs, to make sure they would be covered. And I made this building completely in concrete because it wasn't the point that it should be pretty for the guests to see. It should just be functional. In a real zoo, they would have made some kind of tunnel system that would just be covered in dirt in outside and inside, but since we don't have this in the game, I just made the tunnel through the terrain. At this point, when I kind of done with the tunnel, I made sure that both my bush dogs and my keepers and yvets are able to go through the tunnel and all the way up. If it was a real zoo, you would have another way for the personnel to go another way into that side of the habitat, like a second entrance, and then the tunnel system would have been much smaller. Here I am just at a window first because I thought I would have liked to have somewhere to get air in and out here, but I actually decided in a minute or two to make this window closed and then add a vent too. But I really like that to make this window with the one-way glass, so you would be able to look in but not out. This window, however, only are see-through if you stand on top of the higher path, since it is placed for between 2 and 3 meters up on the building. I have both looked in the Zoopedia for this animal and quite a few articles about it, and one thing they all agree on is the fact that this animal is extremely rare and really difficult to find even in the nature where they live. They are a real shy animal, they are a real small animal, and there are so few of them left. So they are real difficult to find, and therefore even scientists that trying to find them to learn more about them have a really hard time, and there are examples where scientists have been looking for weeks and weeks in an area where they know there are families of these, but they just never found them and had to go home without any information at all. I added a bit of details in this building along with some straw inside, so the bush stuff will feel really comfy, and then I wanted to add a water tray in here, just because I kind of have a feeling that the pups would be born in here where they are quiet and safe, and then I would like the pups to be able to have water nearby. We will have a bigger water source outside. Of course they need a place to swim as well, but in here I just thought the pups would really appreciate some water nearby. And here I just quickly make sure that I'm not able to see their house from the platypus restaurant that is placed quite high, and I would like this building, since it is concrete and it's not built for guest viewing, so I want it to be completely out of view for the guests. Then we add this water filtration system, so they always will have clean water in their little swimming area. Even though bush dogs live in groups up to the size of 12, they actually hunt either in pairs or alone. When they hunt in pairs, they mainly look for bigger rodents, but in more open area like a field or something like that, they will hunt more alone for smaller rodents. Here when I make the water area, I actually make like a tiny cliff on one side, which actually forced the bush dogs to use more of their habitat, because they can't go from the tunnel right to the water. They have to go around it and therefore use more of the habitat. I always want my animals to use the habitat, especially here when I have opened it from 2 sides and you can actually get a pretty good view of most of it. I go in here, started with a tree and then this fallen tree. I have to move it later on, you won't see that, but you can see in the cinematic that when it is moved, because my stupid keepers are unable to actually walk around it, so therefore I moved it a bit further back. I do add quite a bit of plants in here, and it make it difficult for the guests to see all of the habitat, which is on purpose, because I don't want my animals to have to go to the tunnel to get away from the humans. I would like them to be able to search in the back end of the habitat and still feel safe. That will also add more animals out here instead of they're all just tunnel out of the tunnel, tunnel out of the tunnel. This way they will again use more of the habitat and go, and when you see them, they will arrive from more than just one direction. And here you can see again I add plants, and mainly green plants and then a bit of, I think, white flowers I use in here. But again, most green and brown colors all around. To kind of, I wanted the feel of this could be the bottom of a random forest in South America. So I wanted it to be dark. I wanted it to be kind of get a wet feel, like not like it looks wet, but like this, you know, in a forest, the bottom of the forest, the ground is always kind of wet, that feeling. And I wanted this habitat to show that. At this point I just go in and give them something to eat from, and remembering these are carnivores, meaning they eat meat, so they need the meat plate in here. And then I added some food enrichments. Again, I just take what I think fits. They only have two kind of food enrichment. This is the skittle feeder and the bamboo feeder, which I moved because I don't want it to go in the water. Which both are feeders that can fall and run around, and since I have such an uneven habitat, you can see all of them just falls down. After the food enrichment, I of course go in and look at the other enrichment, and I kind of go a bit around what I wanted. I wanted the bubble machine because I love when the animals use that, but I could only place it here and then it flattened the terrain, so I removed it again. And I used the blood scent marker and the tennis ball. I added quite a few tennis balls in here. And then I went for the sprinkler and placed it in the back again. There the animals can go and be safe, since again they are really shy. So I wanted them to have something fun to do back there. And a sprinkler system would also help keeping the plants wet and rainforesty. At this point I know we need an end, but we also need some kind of fence to make sure that the guests don't jump down to the animals. So I use these kind of rough looking wooden thingies, and then just add 3 ropes between. I did choose to use the 2 meters of these wooden thingies instead of the 1 meter, because this way I only got the rough whitish end on the top and not on the bottom. The bush dog is monogamous, which means they only reproduce with their mate. They can make puppies all year round, which is real practical, and the pregnancy lasts for roughly 67 days. The female normally give birth to 1 to 6 pups, and they will already be independent at the age of 2 to 5 months. This beautiful creature are listed as near threatened. I'm just gonna read this part so you can make up for yourself. According to the World Association of Zoos and Aquariums, research that the total population size of the bush dog is approximately less than 10,000 individuals. According to the IUCN Red List, the total population size of the bush dog is predicted to be 110,000 individuals, about half of which is mature individuals. However, due to overestimate, population numbers have been estimated for only a few areas, fewer than 100 in Misiones, Argentina, over 1,000 in Bolivia, and more than 1,000 in a 4,022 square meter area in Cusco, Peru, in the Camisilla River region. Currently, bush dogs are classified as near threatened, and their numbers today continues to decrease. I chose to read out this part because it was quite difficult to tell in other words, but clearly we're not sure how many there are left in nature at this point, and therefore we really don't know if near threatened is the right classification for this creature. My main source for this video was today Animalia. As you know, if you follow this channel, Animalia is one of my favorite sites to go and look up animals, and even if you don't want to know more about the bush dog, look up other animals because their information is beautiful. And of course I linked this specific article below so you can go and see for yourself. But at this point I think all there's left to do is to look at the cinematic, and I really hope you enjoyed it. And that's all I have for you today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. You know the drill. Like, subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you know the next time I upload a video. I really hope to see you again, either in the comments below or in the next video. Bye guys!